Hello friend, today I am going to discuss about hyperkalemia. It is defined as the potassium level is above 5.5 milliequivalent per liter. It can be classified according to severity. Severity means it's mild, moderate and severe. In mild hyperkalemia, the range of potassium is 5.56 milliequivalent per liter. In moderate, 6.1 to 6.9 milliequivalent per liter. In severe case, that is above 7 milliequivalent per liter. Then I am going to discuss about its etiology. The first causes is unknown. Second, certain medical conditions such as sickle cell anemia, systematic lupus, then decreased renal loss. Properly function of the kidney is first is filtration, storage and reabsorption of the water. But in this case, person having a CKD problem, in its mean they having a not proper functioning of the kidney, so decrease the renal loss. Fourth one is excessive intake of potassium in daily diet. Then it's clinical manifestation. Clinical manifestation means sign and symptoms. How we can observe the disease condition by the sign and symptoms. The first sign and symptom is hyperkalemia alter the cell membrane potential affecting the heart, skeletal muscles and GI tract. What is GI tract? GI tract is gastrointestinal tract. Then second one is cardiac arrest may occur. Cardiac arrest occur means when heart is not proper functioning due to lack of blood supply to the tissue. Okay. Next, third one is skeletal muscle become weak and paralysis may occur. Next, ECG changes include peak, T wave, prolonged PR interval and winding of QRS complex. Now I am showing the ECG changes in this disease condition. Why we do the ECG? ECG is the one of the simplest and fastest tests used to evaluate the heart function properly. In mild case, the serum potassium level is 5.5 to 6.5 milliequivalent per liter. In this case, the ECG showing the peak T waves, prolonged PR segment, and in moderate 6.5 to 8 milliequivalent per liter, and the ECG changes loss of peak wave, prolonged QRS complex ST segment elevation. In severe case, the potassium level is above 7 or 8 milliequivalent per liter. The ECG changes progressive winding QRS complex. Then patient may report GI problem like nausea, vomiting. Then occasionally frank muscle paralysis and shortness of breath means patient unable to take breath properly. Sixth, like weakness and fatigue. Next is diagnostic evaluation. How we collect the history of the patient. First one is history of medication, diet, risk factor for kidney failure, reduction in urine output, blood pressure, volume status. The second is urinary examination. Urine examination is very must. In this, we can check the BUN. BUN means blood, urea and nitrogen. That is complex word. Creatinine. Why we check the creatinine? We check the kidney function properly. Serum osmolarity. Then complete blood count, ECG. We can check the ECG to check the peak wave, T wave, prolonged PR segment. Next is serum electrolyte. It is include magnesium and calcium level check. Then it's treatment. Three main approaches to the treatment of hyperkalemia. First is driving extracellular potassium into the cell, removing excess potassium from the body. Then give IV fluid. Administer IV fluid to the patient with the help of doctor prescription. The effect of infusion start after 1 to 3 minutes and last for 30 to 60 minutes. Dose should be repeated if there is no change in ECG finding and they reoccur after initial improvement. Then third treatment is rapid reductions in plasma potassium concentration by redistribution into the cell. Next, in this we can use the insulin. Insulin lower potassium concentration by shifting potassium into the cell. Infusion regimens means in this 10 unit of regular insulin in 500 ml of 10% dextrose over 16 minutes. Next, I will explain about its nursing diagnosis, means nursing management. The first diagnosis is risk for decreased cardiac output related to QRS winding. I will briefly introduce about the ECG changes. In this ECG changes, the QR is winding. Okay. Next, second is excess fluid volume related to renal failure. The fluid volume is excess because the kidney is not proper functioning. Next, third is activity intolerance related to skeletal muscle weakness. Sometimes patient having a paralysis and they are unable to walk properly, physically weak due to physically weakness in the body. Fourth one is altered nutritional status less than body requirement related to nausea and vomiting. In this condition, we can check the intake and output chart of the patient. Intake means which diet patient intake by orally or parenteral, and output of the patient. Then fifth one is anxiety related to hyperkalemia. So it's all about my topic.